Hey, this is Strider from the Step Up Podcast. This is a disclaimer for technical difficulties that we suffered while recording, as OBS on Fuji's part had the incorrect settings. So the first 10 minutes will be disjointed from the rest of the video. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, welcome one and all to episode 15 of Step Up Bar. I'm your host once again today, Fujigamesh, or just Fuji for short, and I'm here with my fellow members here, War, Strider, Alex, Ryu, and Isekai. As stated last week, this is an anime episode, so we're going to be going over some of our good old anime experiences, what we liked growing up, what our favorite animes are, and what are, in our opinion, our worst animes that we have seen, and then yeah, just pretty much witness the mayhem that ensures from it. So to start us off, I guess go ahead, War. How was your intro into anime? What got you into it?
I got into anime from my two of my cousins when I was little. Mostly DBZ.
Mm-hmm. And how did you get into the were they watching DBZ? That was what got you into it?
No, it's mostly the games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mostly the games we played when we were little. When I always come over and visit them.
Oh, okay. Know
Yeah,
that. Were they like older than you? I guess the cousins.
about 5 years. Yeah, they've been older.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely a decent enough gap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But were they like? I guess they were fans of the anime itself as well, right? Not just like the games or something. I assume.
Yeah. Yeah, but sometimes they did let me watch the anime if I remember correctly.
Mm. And now I have a question for you. Or which Dragon Ball series do you like the most? That is.
Mostly Z.
That's alright. That's a classic. You can't really go wrong with that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched the OG. Well, I think I did. I just don't remember how much.
Mm.
And I did, and I still have the GT box set.
Oh, the good old the GT box set you said for like
Yeah, I
different
still have it.
arcs.
It's under, yeah, it's under my bed.
Oh, I remember thinking that was like some of the coolest stuff ever. Like seeing the box arts for some of the GT DVDs and stuff like that. There.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, War. What about you, Alex? How was your intro into the anime world?
Well, I hmm, like I didn't get into there wasn't like a specific spot where I was like into anime. Just I just consumed when I was growing up. I was just consuming media after media after media. So it could be like anything from like books to shows to movies to like even anime was part of it. But like it kind of I don't consider this my first time watching anime, but like when I was young, because I don't remember it when I was young, like a kid, like a baby, that like me and my mom would watch the original Dragon Ball together, and she like it's what because she always reminds me that I used to watch it. She loved that show for some reason, and we used to watch it a lot. It's very bizarre. Yeah, me and my mom, like, she'll mention a bunch of kids shows that we used to watch together, like Gargoyles and stuff.
Gargoyles. Oh, I think I heard of that one. Yeah, I think I heard of that one actually. Yeah.
It's very old, and then like when I started getting older, I watched Cartoon Network too, like Toonami, and that's how I consume a lot of anime, like Yu Yu Hakusho, or like forget like Hari, fucking what's the name? Hari. That's one of the animes, or like Desert Punk. Like a lot of them, like animes I watch, like came from Toonami, and that's mainly where I got like my love for anime came from Toonami.
Yeah, Toonami and like honestly like cable and like just your local channels definitely helped so much with like making like anime like a thing. Especially Toonami was definitely a big one. I remember I never had cable, but I remember like going to my friend's house and like catching things like I'm not sure if Digimon was on there or was on another channel or something like that, but I remember like seeing other animes on Toonami, and I always thought like some of the coolest things ever was like the little like transitions they do like of that like I don't know what if is he supposed to be like a robot or like a pilot or something like that at some video.
Yeah, he's Todd.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tom the robot.
yeah. It was like I remember like I thought some of the like transition scenes they would do like of him doing all these like tech stuff was like amazing. You know, that's a video.
That robot is voiced by Steam Blue.
Ooh.
the actor of fucking Spike Spiegel.
Oh. Now that's a fact I did not know. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he had a voice too. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. They got rid of him at one point, which is like that everyone hated that decision.
Mm-hmm. And now
And
like
then they changed the go
yeah.
on.
No, sorry. I was gonna say like Toonami is long gone though, right? It's just Adult Swim nowadays that like shows anime. On that.
No,
Yeah,
it's still there. The number's still there. It's
Oh.
just only on Saturdays.
It was down for a while, but then they got Toonami. It's back. Like
Tsunami came back in 2012, and then they're still going strong.
Yeah,
Ah. Okay.
but that's how I got into anime.
Yeah, no, that's actually intriguing there. Does your mom actually still like remember the characters from the OG Dragon Ball and stuff like that in certain scenes?
I think she does. If I ask her, I think she remembers Goku and Bulma.
Well, they were kind of like the central characters of it, to be fair. Yeah. You know, I remember like my mom like being surprised that my mom like actually remembered some of the Pokemons that were mentioned in the show because apparently when I was a kid I would tell her a lot about all the Pokemons or something like that. That type of deal. So like she knew about like Meowth and like Pikachu, of course. And she like my mom doesn't really like follow any of this at all. So the fact that she remembers them in some way was actually incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy what our moms can remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Dragon Ball's always had that weird thing of like, because I saw a clip once of like Goku, like he's trying to just like figure out who's the guy and who's the girl, so he just reaches for their balls. And I was like, I wonder my mom who lets me watch that. I wonder if they censored it.
There was like a lot of like, you know, rather etchy scenes in like the OG Dragon Ball too, and all that type of deal.
Constantly naked, dude.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's like for the time it's like no one really thought too much of it. I feel like if something like that honestly were to air in the modern day with like modern animations like that, like the depending on the outlets, I guess like that there may be some people throwing a hoot about it. That type of deal is like shown on like, you know, TV shows and stuff like that, like on local channels and whatnot. That type of deal. Yeah.
He would do it to girls too, which is funny.
All right, yeah, thank you, Alex.
Story scenes in it, and I'm like, how did we? I remember thinking back, I'm like, how do we go from a girl being fondled by like a bandit to like the main character names being something like Silver Knight because they said it in English, and they're like trying to kill a person called Gold Knight. I was like, what the fuck is going on with this?
What the fuck?
And so that was my first anime, and it being sus makes sense with my online personality somehow.
This makes way too much sense and yet way too little sense at all.
Yeah, I'm like, it makes sense with my online personality, but I still do not know how the fuck I ended up with that like VHS tape.
Like, I am Google searching like furiously right now, trying to figure out what this anime is, just based off of what you have described.
Is it not Rance?
It's not Rance. It's definitely not Rance.
Wait. There's no way, could it?
It's not.
I was gonna say, is it Dot Hack?
It might be. I don't know. It's definitely not Rance.
Hold on. Oh, wait. Okay.
Dot Hack? Really?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
There is a character called Silver Knight.
Oh, okay.
Give me a minute. I don't
remember a fondling scene in that show though.
Neither do I. So Strider, I'm just gonna go right ahead.
The thing is, I think it's a movie, not a series, though.
Okay.
Okay, we believe you.
All right.
Or a one-off episode. I don't even think
it could be Canadian show.
Well, blame the Canadians.
Hey, as long as it's not like tattooed teenage heroes from Beverly Hills, I think we're fine.
Wait,
this?
What?
That's a thing. Look it up.
That is a thing.
Oh boy.
It was that the night.
The Silver Knight is a female character.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, the anime discovery failed there.
Yeah. Off-brand anime.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna keep looking.
I'm pretty sure it was off-brand. But the thing is, I'll definitely tell this. I do not remember the movie in its entirety. I only remember the ending, which was pretty stupid because it was Bronze Knight, Silver Knight, and Gold Knight fighting each other. And the sus scene.
You sure it's not Camelot?
Unless you want to show me the scenes, I don't fucking remember. It's pretty old. It seems like this old ass like 90s or 80s thing.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've posed the question to a friend of mine who's a avid collector of old anime. Maybe she'll figure it out.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, yeah, it's like CoffeeNinjaRyu. Go ahead.
I don't think she's gonna find it.
Hey, she knows the original anime series that sparked interest, the earliest interest in D&D in the 90s. Okay, she has some gems that even I've never fucking heard of. So who knows?
I can't wait for it to
Maybe
just
she'll
actually
find
be a
it, I don't know.
hentai.
It's just
And I can
plot
see
twist,
it.
you-
Mhm.
It is gonna be yeah. My first actual animation was a hentai. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I'd love to watch.
You know what? If it brings up Strider's upbringing to be in the lewd man, I can believe it.
Yeah, it's a good villain backstory right there.
Yep.
Yeah, all my personality was set from day one.
You're doomed from
The
the
day
start.
of the womb, he became the most lewdest man of the world.
Oh God, here we go.
Narrated by Ryu.
Why? Why me?
I request Morgan Freeman.
And as Strider noticed the fondling happening right in front of him in the style of Japanese animation, it was at that moment that he knew he would grow up to be the lewdest man alive.
Exactly.
That's all you're getting.
Yeah, no, not bad, not bad. We'll take it. But all
I
right.
will commission a voice clip of that later.
I hate it here.
It should be one of your sound commands if you ever come back to streaming.
It's gonna be my fucking YouTube trailer.
The fuck?
God.
I guess while your friend is figuring it out, Ryu, on what the anime that Strider or hentai may have seen and all that there.
Oh, God.
It's like, yeah. Why don't you give us your introduction into anime?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Sit back, children, and I shall tell you a tale of the darkest time in human history, the 1990s.
Okay.
Basically, growing up, there was two main influences. I did not grow up with cable television, so some of my first early introductions were through both early Kids WB and Fox Kids through the original Pokemon and Digimon dubs by both 4Kids Entertainment and I forget the original dubbing for Digimon respectively, but those were some of my earlier forays alongside my godmother and her oldest son had a bigger influence on me because they babysat me a lot when I was a kid, and they had cable and access to Cartoon Network. And this was during the days when Toonami was airing weekly, mind you.
Oh,
And so
yeah, I remember those.
So I had the chance to check out especially Saturday nights of Dragon Ball Z. I would beg my mother to go over to my godmother's house just so I could watch it. I would beg. And that and Sailor Moon, the original Canadian dub of Sailor Moon,
The kid-friendly one.
with Serena, and they cut out before they got to like the Savage Starlights. Oh my gosh!
Didn't they also cut out like a season as well?
Yeah, the Savage Starlights. That it was like one of the later ones,
Oh yeah.
which I would have paid. Did they ever English dub adapt that entire arc yet?
The
I
new
don't
one?
know.
Yeah, I think they did.
With the Savage Starlights?
Yeah, the redub. Yeah.
I'm gonna need to relook this up. If they actually did it, holy shit! I can finally cross that off of my bucket list of stuff that I need to complete in dub.
Good luck.
Indeed. So that was like my beginning for anime. So and it was both the original Funimation dub with the Bruce Faulkner score for DBZ alongside bits and snippets of the original Ocean dub. So that was I had a very interesting influence of anime earlier on in my life. And it kind of grew from there. I would always catch bits and snippets of shows like Fooly Cooly or Inuyasha on Adult Swim every now and again, and yeah, it just kind of grew from there. It's always been kind of prevalent in my life so much. I can't think of a single time when anime did not have an influence on my life. So
Yeah, I think that's like for a lot of people that are into anime, that's like a lot that's the case to them. Is like, yeah, it was a part of their life for quite a long time, and then yeah, that's kind of how they got into it. You don't really see too many people get into it in their later years. Not saying it's not possible, of course, and all that, but yeah, most of the people, like at least around my age, like that, most of the time it's just that we're into anime. It was like are into anime, that it was because it was always kind of present in their life and all that there. So it's like it's kind of neat hearing like, you know, the little backstories for that because of that there. What about you, Isekai? How did your foray into anime world start?
Yeah, I grew up with it.
Tell us, Cole. Tell us, Cole.
Tell us the
Yeah.
backstory.
Yeah, tell us.
I mean, I grew up with it. That's one thing. I mean, I like almost everyone here. Yeah, I grew up with it. I started watching. Oh my gosh, I'm bringing the oldies out. What's it? Chibi Maruko-chan.
Ooh,
Oh my
that's a good
God.
one. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. That was good. It's still airing, by the way. All of this years, it's still airing. God damn it.
Mhm.
Somebody
It's-
ended already.
No, it's forever going.
It is,
Look-
because it's for kids.
Look, if Shin-chan can keep going, then so can Maruko-chan.
Yeah, right? Okay. And yeah, I also watched Doraemon. Like bits and pieces. Not so for Doraemon. Not so much for Maruko-chan. That I think I've been watched it a lot as a kid. Because we had like CDs of it.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
those days.
Yeah, and then I also grew up watching Sailor Moon. What's it? Oh yeah, I watch a lot of anime on YTV. If anyone's Canadian, you guys know what I mean.
Okay, I was gonna say
I
that I'm
get it.
clueless.
No, I've heard many stories about this.
I think I see the YTV credits at the end of every Canadian show I watch.
Yeah, because
Awesome.
YTV is like the biggest kids television broadcasting network or something
Yeah, it
Mm.
is.
for cable. Yeah. Oh yeah, because like on YTV there was like anime like Inuyasha, Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed, and so on and so forth.
There
And
was literally a time when literally every single Gundam anime was exclusively dubbed by the Ocean Group in Canada.
oh,
Now that
really?
I think
No.
about it.
Yeah.
I did not
Thinking back,
know.
yeah.
I did not know. And oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I remember going over to my friend's house when we were like both really young, like elementary school young. Because she had satellite TV. So it
Mm.
made it easier for both of us to watch anime, and I had to like wake up so early just to go to her house for her to turn on the TV and watch like YYH, Sao Yu Yu Hakusho, Tokyo Mew Mew, and oh my gosh, what other animes? A bunch of others. That was like whatever is on like satellite at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Fox Kids.
I don't know. I don't know that much.
I don't think Canada had access to that.
No.
Yeah, they have their own cable, but they can import like US shows to Canada.
Yeah, but it'll be I think it'll still go for like YTV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is definitely a really colorful backstory, though. Especially to like the sleepovers at the friends to watch them.
Oh, no,
That's
it's not really sleepovers.
Oh.
It was just like me waking up stupidly early. I mean, probably it's not that early as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
As an adult, it's like I dread waking up now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to wake up early. But as a kid, you're young, you have a lot of energy. You wake up early, go to your friend's house, and I just watch TV.
You just wake up with all the energy in the world, what
Mhm.
no adult actually ever has. Surround yourself in just high fructose corn syrup and whatever kind of like cereal or breakfast food that you can find, because you don't know how to turn on the damn griddle to make French toast, and just bury yourself in all the animation wonders.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds about right.
No, that's actually kind of neat though. Yeah, like the Canadian experience of anime, right there. Like I never heard of YTV before, so that was actually like
Oh.
enlightening for me. Yeah.
I keep seeing that YTV stuff on all cartoons when I was little. It's like I don't get it.
Really?
Yeah, they
I
keep
never
the
cared enough to make it to the
because they're
credits.
sharing like the same shows for both US and Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Ah.
Okay, that I did not know.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, that's actually kind of intriguing there. Yeah.
hmm
For me, yeah, like like everyone here, I don't know. Yeah, I was exposed to it pretty young, but I think I never really noticed it was anime for a long time. I just kind of saw like anime and cartoons as one the same for a while because I couldn't tell the difference. But yeah, my grandpa, he was like, I think he worked in like some type of like theater occupation or something like that for a while. And on that, one thing he always liked to do was like record a bunch of VCRs of like tons of like shows like and all that, and that type of deal in both English or Cantonese. Not because like Hong Kong was airing a lot of the animes too and stuff like that, and he had access to the channels or something like that. So like I remember like growing up, I was watching all sorts of anime that I did not know the names of until many years later. So like that type of deal. Like a lot of them were kind of like in a way hobby animes. Like that was like a peak of hobby animes. Like there was Cooking Master Boy and all that type of deal, which I absolutely loved, which is about a 13-year-old kid traveling all across China, basically taking part in cooking competitions to basically become the best chef in China, while also uncovering these weird supernatural relics and artifacts that can like have like really extreme effects on food on it. So it was like yeah, that was like, and meanwhile there's this like really shady organization trying to get them too. So I remember that. Yeah.
Is it kind of weird that I imagine this in my head, and the colorfulness, like 5-year-old Ryu in my head is just imagining the kid walking around with an oversized backpack while a wok falls on top of his head that he just uses as a makeshift hat.
Did I just imagine that right now? What the fuck?
He did have I think he did have a big backpack that he carries at times, so it's not entirely off.
I knew it.
I do think that he did. Yeah, like there was a lot of use of a wok in there because of course it's in China. But yeah, it was like a very shonen cooking show though, for sure though. Because like somebody gets like crazy high stakes, like they go into this like one ship in like the middle of like nowhere, and they had to take part in a huge cooking competition against like that criminal organization and that type of deal. And then like I'm just gonna skip a lot of details, but at the end of it, basically because as a result of the cooking competition, the ship like after a lot of like stuff that happens, that type of deal, the ship starts to capsize and starts getting blown up and whatnot, and then some people die. That type of deal.
What the fuck? What the hell?
Yeah.
That's morbid.
Yeah, like it's like yeah, like I don't remember the reason. I just remember that like the ship like explosion started rocking the ship, because I think like it was like the whole case, like one of the like the villains is like, oh, if like it's better to just like kill everyone on board than to lose this competition, hand over some of these relics or something like that to them. That's type of deal. Yeah, and it's a bit dramatic because like the final foe for that competition was like this former apprentice of like the main character's mom, who ended up losing to the main character like in like I guess like a couple seasons back or something, that type of deal. So he had like a regret, like so he was like he had like this vengeance for a while, like, and he got like hella buff and swole and all that type of deal too. Like his reintroductory scene, basically he shows up and starts beating the crap out of the 13-year-old kid until the kid challenges him to a final cooking competition.
Jesus.
Like I'm not even kidding, like he basically like I think like he makes a pretty dramatic appearance, I think, because like he shows up like I think like swinging off a rope and landing, and then they talk a bit, and then all of a sudden he's like beating up the kid with his fists and stuff like that, talk about like how he ruined his life and whatnot. That's a deal, but yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was like it was a very shonen cooking show. I'll just say that. That's a deal. Then they had another one was that I watched a lot of when I was a kid too, that my grandpa recorded, was I don't remember what the full name of it is right now. It has Musashi in it, but it's a fishing anime type of deal. Similar-ish premise. Basically, the idea is like they go to these fishing spots around, I guess, the world or something like that. And each of these fishing spots have this super fish of some sort that they have to capture. And then it's like a very like big fish that has certain stuff to it. And it's like, and I say it's very shonen because like the way they fish is they don't just throw it in the water and then it's like, oh yeah, wait for the fish and you start nibbling. Like some of the lures they use do outrageous stuff because they're like super powered lures. Like there was one lure that like when the guy was like throwing it, like trying to throw it into the water, like I guess like the weight of it was like so strong that he couldn't control it, so it ends up scraping and making dents into this mountainside, that type of deal, before it finally lands into the water. That type of deal. Yeah, so like yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, it did. Like I remember one episode in particular like that, like the reason they catch these fish basically, when they get the super fish or whatever, and then they present it to this shrine or altar or something like that, and then the fish gets converted into a fishing lure that they can then use for other competitions, that type of deal. Yeah.
I think you fried Rio's brain.
Yeah,
too
like
much.
like I said, it was a very wild time for these type of hobby animes. That type of deal, the 90s and the 80s. Yeah.
This is one of the most ridiculous things that I've ever heard in my life, and I want more.
Yeah, like I remember two episodes that stuck to my mind. One episode was an earlier episode where the main character goes against another, like a character, and then I think like the main character wins, but as a result like of some stuff that happens, a giant whirlpool is then then occurs in the area they're in, and they both pretty much get sucked into it. So that was like one episode that I remember. Then there was another episode that was supposed to be like a darkish episode, I guess, where like this one of the side characters wins the competition, and he presents, and he puts the fish onto the lure, onto like the altar. It converts into a lure, and then when he's about to take it, one of the villains takes it, but because he's not the rightful owner or something like that, it basically tries to repel it, but he pretty much like resists it, and then he converts it into his own. It becomes like a dark lure of some sort. That type of deal. It was like I said, very, very dramatic there. But yeah, so I was watching a lot of these like animes when I was a kid, along with Chibi Mariko-san, which was in Cantonese. Notice I never knew the name of that one for a long time on that there. But yeah, like I was but yeah, for like yeah, then yeah, we had like the good old Fox Box, Fox Kids, Kids WB, that type of stuff, and all that, where like a lot of it, I got introduced to Pokemon and stuff like that, and would wake up hella early to the anger of my mom because she did not like that that type of deal, to watch these shows. And then it wasn't until like I think I got into like my teen years that like when my cousin started getting me into Naruto, that I found that I was starting to like make a distinction between anime and cartoons, American cartoons. And then after like he introduced me to Naruto, like that was when I started kind of like actually checking out anime on my own instead of just it just being there. So like I think one of the first animes I watched, like I don't remember which one it was, maybe it's not even any of these and I just don't remember, but I remember some of the first animes I watched was Gundam on my own, Gundam 00, Code Geass, and Black Cat. Yeah, those are like the three.
Oh my god, that. Damn.
That's something, alright.
Yeah, those are like the three that I remember, like being ones I chose on myself as some of my earliest animes. On that,
I like Black Cat. That's a manga I go back to reread.
I really like that one too. It's like, yeah, it's definitely like it's unique. I think it's kind of unique for what it is. On that, yeah, it's like I like only my experience of it. I remember was I had a Shonen Jump and they had like chapters of it in there, and then that's what got me interested into watching the Black Cat anime, only to find out it was different from the manga. So then I eventually finished the manga. On that.
Good on you.
But yeah, that was like that was pretty much like how my foray into the anime world came there, just out of that. So yeah, that was like pretty like good times overall. But yeah, so like I just remember the fishing one was something like Musashi, something like that. It was like in the name of it, so you'd probably be able to locate if you really want to look for it. But yeah, Cooking Master Boy actually happened to have like a remake of some sort, I think like the last 2 or 3 years. So and I was like, maybe I should just like watch this to see if it's any good. That type of deal, like the remake or whatever it is. That type of deal, because it's one of those shows that I kind of feel like now that I'm older, I kind of want to rewatch some of these to figure out what the heck the plot was, because I couldn't understand it fully at the time, because like my grandpa didn't have it all, like all the episodes. It was just so like sometimes there would be like big jumps in between, and it's like I just watch it for what it is. Yeah. But all right, yeah. Going on to our next topic though, our favorite animes. Strider, why don't you start us off here? What is your favorite anime?
Favorite anime? Violet Evergardens.
Ooh.
That's a
Oh.
good one. Holy
What about
hell,
you,
that's a
man?
good one.
Like, what's your like explanation there, if any? What do you like about it?
Probably the best example of a show that's based off a light novel that doesn't follow what the light novel does.
Mm.
Really?
Because the light novel focuses more on the world and the characters around Violet, whereas the show itself is actually just all about Violet.
Oh, okay.
And they did a really good job. Had easily the best episode of the year of episode 10, if I remember correctly, with a little girl, which actually made people cry, including myself.
Oh, that like umbrella scene, right?
Not the umbrella scene. It was
No, no,
the
Sarah?
it was
Oh,
the
was it?
letters from the mom.
Oh, that was yeah. Okay, yeah, I know what you
That
mean.
was
Yeah.
really sad.
That was
and
good.
It was
that
amazing.
Was really good.
And I still need to get around to watching it. It's like 2 movies.
Right, that's the thing.
That's funny.
I thought they had one.
They have 2. It was delayed because of the fire that happened to the studio.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Oh,
the Kou Amashita.
Yeah. Which delayed the first movie, and the second movie was still in the works. And it came out like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Manga killing animes back.
Yeah, they're back. But yeah, rest in peace, all those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip.
So fuck that guy who started the fire.
yeah. Breaks
He's
the
in
heart.
jail, I think. Right?
Hopefully.
I would assume.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know he got
Japanese-
arrested. I don't know.
I
if
would
he got-
assume the Japanese legal system works on that one.
Oh,
There was
I don't
video
know, man.
evidence.
I don't know.
One of the
Watch it,
things they
watch
let other people get off on at this point. It's
Right.
it's like a
Yeah.
wild card.
Yeah, yeah. I know he got arrested for sure. I just don't know the sentence.
Mhm.
But
But all right, Isekai, what's your favorite anime and why?
Oh my gosh. I usually just default to 2 answers.
Yeah, go for it.
Because they're both on opposite spectrums.
It's your favorites, so yeah, by all means.
Yeah, they're both of them are like they're both in 2 like different genres. That's why.
it's in general just.
Yeah. So I mentioned this. Like multiple times, which are my favorite, and I'll just repeat myself here. So, first one is Gintama.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
a really
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, I like Gintama because of like how the storytelling and how it knows how to balance its comedic moments with its serious moments.
Yeah, it's like a flip of a switch here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
different genres.
Yeah, and it's so smooth. Like you could just. I mean, I'm not the type of person that will rewatch anime, but like if I ever actually go back to it, I'll probably enjoy it all over again. And
I mean,
it-
you liked it enough to watch the live action versions.
yeah, but the live action is different. I treat it as like a separate thing.
Fair
I
enough.
still haven't watched the final.
Yeah,
You need
and
to
then
watch the final.
the second one is oh my gosh, the title's long. Hopefully I don't butcher it.
Oh, uh-oh.
I mean,
yeah, it's a really long title.
English title.
I think the English title is just as long.
Yeah, if it's long in Japanese, then we just straight up translate it.
Yeah. Okay. Does it even have? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just as long. The English title is just as long. Fuck. Okay, so I'll just say the English title, and then I'll say the Japanese. So the English title is Showa and Genroku era lovers suicide through Rakugo. And
That
the
is a
Japanese-
mouthful.
right?
That doesn't even sound English now.
My brain just stopped right there. What the
Yeah, the Japanese one is Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju.
I'm
Bless
not gonna
you.
lie, I thought you were gonna say fruit basket.
No, I mean, as much as I love Fruba, not quite.
Okay.
And what do
Yeah,
you
it's
like
not
about
quite-
this
not quite
one? Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. How I usually describe it to people, it's either K-drama / J-drama in anime form.
Mm.
But the storytelling is so captivating and that like it really draws me in. Like, so when I was first watching it, I didn't even notice the first episode was like an hour long. That's how engaging the story is. Because usually I'll look at the time, right? Or how much do I have left? But yeah, just all the overall storytelling, how it's like it's like kind of leading us to telling us one story, but but it's actually telling us like telling a totally different story. But we get a more clearer picture in like the latter half of the first season and the second season. So yeah, there's 2 seasons of this. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys ever watched it. Probably not.
No,
No,
not.
probably
I
not.
never. This is the first time I heard of
Yeah.
it. First time I heard
Yeah.
of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very artsy. I'll just say that it's very artsy. So if you like kind of like that artsy kind of vibe, then yeah. But to give you guys a TLDR, it is basically about we're basically following an ex-convict who got inspired to do rakugo. Rakugo is a Japanese form of theater or storytelling.
Mhm.
But you're telling everything by yourself. You're using your whole body, and with almost zero, little to no props at all. The only prop you have is a fan, a paper fan, over your hands. Yeah. So that's how you do storytelling. And you do storytelling. You play all of the characters by yourself. And yeah, this ex-convict got inspired to do said theater after seeing this famous rakugo performer do it on like I believe on recordings. So he went. To this famous rakugo performer's house and tried to be his apprentice. And we're going through that entire story. And there's a lot of like and in that story, there's a lot of like conflict and drama and like even like like the title said, there's like a lovers quarrel and storytelling. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, that's basically it.
You're leaving us the details. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. That's why I'm giving you guys like a TLDR
All
or
right.
synopsis.
Yeah,
Yes.
Fair
Right.
enough. Fair enough. Yeah. It's like how old is the anime? You know that?
It came out in 2016.
Oh wow, yeah, it's rather recent actually, relatively
Mhm,
speaking. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking like early 2000s. I don't know, yeah, so,
Yeah,
yeah, that's actually relatively recent. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you care about voice actors, Ishita Akira is in it.
Mm.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, what about your favorite one, Alex?
Oh, it's Spice and Wolf.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a good one too.
That is good. That's good.
Yeah.
I love specifically season 1.
Mm.
Season 2 is okay. I just wish, but I love the romance and the relationship between Lawrence and Hollow. And for me, what the most appealing thing about shows to me in writing is character. I'm willing to deal with like shitty writing if the characters are fun to watch, that I really enjoy. And not saying Spice and Wolf has a shitty story. It's just like I love those two chemistry and their characters, and it's an anime that I will never forget, and I will always go back to it and watch it.
Yeah, no, that's a good one though. That I personally haven't seen it myself, but I have heard nothing but solid things from everyone that watched it though. Yeah. I see that made like a lot of people's lists as like their favorites too, or among them for sure.
It's one of those like shows that always catch me off guard. I'm not a big fan of romance because I've seen too many bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I just ignore it. But like that one is really, I love just the relationship between the two. They play off together, and I love the dub. The dub is really good.
Oh.
It is one of like the prime examples of a English dub done right.
Fantastic.
What about yours, Wars? What's your favorite one?
I have a lot of favorites, but it'd probably be the type between Fate Zero and Bleach.
Oh, okay. So, like, what do you like about them?
Sorry, it was just I just heard the snowplow. Fate Zero, I think it was like my second entry to the Bleach franchise, and how it got me more into Jill. But mostly it's because the story was very interesting, and it was kind of my pastime during like art class as well.
Oh, okay.
Bleach, I was watching it weekly on Adult Swim at the time, and it's still one of my favorites, even with the fight scenes and Ukura and Weko Astro Lord Ichigo fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bleach was was definitely very like different, like in terms of aesthetic compared to like a lot of the like the shonens at the time. Because like they had the whole like Shinigami aspect of monsters, so it looked really cool. And then like during the time of the big three, So it's like, yeah, like it has a pretty special place because of that there.
Yeah, and at the time I really wanted like Ichigo's Bankai sword when I was little.
Yeah, I remember like, yeah, back when it was airing, yeah, like a lot of like the people that was watching Bleach review, like everyone was popping off hard with like wondering what his, like, that didn't read the manga, of course. I was wondering what the hell his like Bankai was and stuff like that. That's a video and like, oh shit, that's a video when it all happened, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, yeah, and then like the first appearance of Hollow Ichiko as well was like, yeah, in the fight as well was like really cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Not that.
The explosions as well when he was in Vasto Lord, eh?
Mhm.
Yes. Oh my god, dude.
Oh, yeah, yeah, those are two good ones. So I would say for sure, yeah. FGO, like, not FGO, Fate Zero, and on that, yeah, it's like, and for a lot of people that kind of helps transition into it. But yeah, like, yeah, Fate Zero was definitely a very like solid step for a lot of Fate fans to get into the franchise. So for sure.
Yeah, because I started with Fate Apocrypha before I went to Zero.
Ooh. Yeah.
I like it how it was. I just the fight scenes were kind of okay.
Yeah, like I always thought that Apocrypha kind of like peaked at the Vlad scene, and then it just, after that it just wasn't interesting to me anymore.
I don't know, the Keiron fight was pretty where it peaked for me. They
Yeah,
fought in a fucking plane.
yeah, that was not bad, I would admit. Yeah, that was not bad at all. But all right, Rio, what about your favorite? What's your favorite anime?
Oh my god, why don't you just ask me what's my favorite child? That's an easier question. It's an easier question because I don't have one. But
I'll adopt some children right now.
god damn it, where the hell do I even begin on this? Well, there's a distinct difference to me, like what is my favorite for certain reasons and what I think is like the best anime. But in terms of favorite, I always go for the ones that are the nearest and dearest to my heart, that have been by me for many different reasons or another. I've got three distinct ones. One is a movie. The movie is the original Ghost in the Shell movie from 1995. One of my favorite movies of all time, and is one of, like, my opinion, like one of the most gorgeous pieces of Japanese animation that's ever been put to film. But in terms of series, one is Eureka 7.
Oh, I never got to see. I watched that. I watched like an episode or two, but yeah, it's like
I watched it. I remember watching the ending like 4 times.
I cried at the ending. So growing up, I did not have access to the internet until I was an adult in like the 2010s or something like that, because I grew up very, very poor. So we pirated cable when I was a kid, and it was right around the time that Eureka 7 was airing on syndication on Adult Swim. And so I had to watch it week by week after week after week as it was airing. And it was the show that made me appreciate a nice love story. Like, I will admit, like, the love story between Renton and Eureka in that story brings me to tears every damn time, and it is a show that holds a very special place on my shelf. I own the full series on my shelf.
Oh, good on you.
The original Bandai discs, by the way. Not the re-release ones, like the harder to get ones. Like it was before like they announced that that Funimation got the licensing to distribute them. So I'm like, I already had the original ones on hand, and I'm like, I'm treasuring these. And the other one is for a very similar purpose. It is Angel Beats.
Oh,
okay. I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, that one I definitely have not heard in a long time.
Yeah. Angel Beats came at a very rough period in my life growing up, and really helped me out of like one of my darkest times. And in my opinion, it's one of my favorite soundtracks in all of anime. And yes, I'm still salty that the entire library of Girls Dead Monster is not available to stream on Spotify in America. I'm still peeved on this. Do you know how hard I just want to play the entire discography at my coffee shop, making lattes while I'm just singing Alchemy in the background?
Is that a real band, by the way?
It was a band created for the show.
Okay.
But the singers are actual full-on singers. Lisa is one of the main singers.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was before like she blew up big in the 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
She was already accomplished by then, but in the 2010s she blew up big. And Angel Beats was kind of a little glimpse as to how that would turn about. So yeah, for series, Eureka 7 and Angel Beats. So
yeah, solid choices, really solid choices, I would say.
y'all sounded so surprised on that. They're like, wait, really?
Angel Beats is funny for me because I remember being surprised because was it the first? Oh, okay, War died.
Yeah.
Because I think it was the first episode was the one with the fight scene, and it actually looked really well done. I'm like, am I watching like something like a story, or am I watching like an action anime?
You want to know a funny thing about that? Most of the gun sounds that they actually use in the show are actually from the actual firearms that they fire.
Yeah, and I was like, am I watching an action anime, or am I watching like something story and character focused?
Funny thing is, I actually made a joke about that because back in like the early 2010s and stuff like that, I abridged that anime. During the height of abridging, I did an abridged series of Angel Beats.
I'll put it in this link in the description.
No, it's long gone by this point. But I got my start in content creation because of that show.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why it holds a very special place in my heart.
So start your YouTubing career.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Abridging was like a fun thing to do for most people.
Yeah. It was like during the height of like when everybody was trying to do it and get their start in content creation. Everybody starts somewhere.
God, I remember Purple Eyes WTF.
Why are you buying clothes at the soup store?
I don't know. I'm at
I
soup.
remember that.
I will do that entire scene, but I'm not gonna do it right now. I'll do it at a later time for y'all.
Yay.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, for me, like my favorite one that like most of you have probably known by now. My favorite anime, it's always been Shaman King actually. Yeah.
Solid choice.
Like when I talk about it, I mean the 2002, 2001 version or 2003, whatever it was. Yeah, that version I actually liked a lot more than the modern one. To my disappointment, I should say. There. But yeah, for just like with Ryu, where like anime kind of helped me get through a really rough time. Shaman King actually helped me get me through a really rough time in my life, along with Yu-Gi-Oh. Mainly the concept of basically these two loners that had no friends and pretty much said so, and then eventually through some mutual activity, managed to like make friends. Like that really resonated with me as a kid that at the time was getting pretty bullied and had no friends. Pretty much. Yeah. There.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. So and then like one day I was like that really captivated me with Shaman King. I remembered was like how is Yo Asakura. That is like how he's like the most chill protagonist ever. That's a video.
It really is.
Yeah, like that, and even though he's only 14, at the beginning of the show, it's like he has like this really like worldly philosophical view on life and how he kind of handles it in general, that it's like with a certain maturity that you don't really expect, that type of deal. So like, and then like how like a lot of the show's themes around like the spiritualisms and all that, and like pretty much like everyone's journey to like pretty much fulfill their dream to become Shaman King in different backgrounds, I thought was like, and how Yo kind of like navigates all the complexities and the relationships that come from it and the conflicts that come from it, like really struck a chord with me at the time. And so he always seems to like find these solutions that no one ever really does, and it's mainly because of it's just his nature, that type of deal. That while also being like really chill about it, not really letting it bother him too much, that type of deal. So it's like, so I remember like absolutely loving his like the character itself. And then just like the one thing that the old show did really well was they like a lot of the fillers that they put in there actually did a fantastic job fleshing out the characters on that as well, surprisingly. That so it's like so like it gave you like a lot more looks into their like mindset, their personalities, and their thought processes, and you got to like see a lot of their, you know, overall just like personalities and their relationships with one another. So like that was something I really liked about the old anime. And at the time I just thought like just the fights were just neat to like how they channel spirits to put it into like instruments or weapons and stuff like that. And then like how each of these spirits, you know, are sentient too. It was like, and then just all the different cultures that are in the show were like really cool to me. And so like so yeah, it kind of sucked too because I had to get up early to watch the episodes because I think it like because like the network they were hosting it on at the time, I think it was Fox, like they kept changing the show times. So like sometimes it would be like at like 7 in the morning, and it's sometimes be like 6:30 or something like that, or maybe it'll be later or earlier than that type of deal. So it was kind of like absurd for me it was kind of like crazy to watch at times. But it's a show that I definitely enjoyed. Over the years I went back and rewatched the entire series a couple more times and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I would say it aged well, but it's like but it's just like but the nostalgia is very much there. And then when the new series, and I remember like over the years before the new series came out, I would constantly monitor for Shaman King news to see if there was going to be a remake of sorts, because the manga had a interesting publication history, basically. Like in a nutshell, the manga got up to a certain point, then the author wanted like but then it hit a point where like the author wanted to take a hiatus / it was not doing as well as like the publisher wanted, so he hastily like ended it like they went in the middle of an arc on that. And then obviously, he hastily ended it in the middle of an arc and all that. So and all that with like basically just cliff notes and all that. And then some years later, he came back and actually fleshed out the rest of the arc and finished the manga in actuality. It's a video in like its completion. So then I remember like wanting a remake that actually follows like, you know, the manga, because the anime diverges at several points and it eventually makes its own plot. And then but the author was like very against it because he wanted all the original VAs to come back for it out of loyalty to them. That type of deal. But eventually they actually somehow, I guess, convinced him, and then they actually adapted the anime, and I was excited for it because it looked nice, but I did not know that basically it would end up being PowerPoint presentations. That type of deal for the modern anime, unfortunately. So there was like
you want to know a fun fact about that, about authors being loyal to like the original voice actors and stuff like that? That's the whole reason that the character of Yajirobe was originally created for Dragon Ball.
Ooh.
Because Yajirobe and Krillin in Japanese have the same voice actor. And when Krillin's character was killed off originally in the manga during the King Piccolo saga, that's when they brought Yajirobe in, and they brought Yajirobe in originally so Krillin's voice actor could still continue to be paid, even though Krillin was dead for basically the entire arc.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool, yeah. That's a neat little fact, yeah.
Very little tidbit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was like, yeah, that's my most favorite anime, though. Like, I think the new one is not good, truthfully, even as a fan. Like, a huge fan of the series and all that. So, like, yeah, I think the new one is disappointing. Like, I remember being shocked. Like, at the last 3 episodes, they actually started showing movement in some of the fighting, that type of deal. Because at that point, I was expecting, like, still images and stuff that they were using in the anime up until that point.
Fuji, some stuff that you brought up about that is also for some reason, the argument that I make when I say there are points of the 2003 adaptation of Full Metal Alchemist I like better than Brotherhood. and people look at me as if I killed their child.
Did they give it, like, the stink eye or something?
Worse than that. Worse than that. They're like, you better change how you talk in this household, child.
What the fuck?
This is a Brotherhood household, or I will just beat you over the head.
Basically, they're gonna send you to Jesus.
That's the problem.
Like during the height of like Brotherhood, just like, I understand, I love Full Metal Alchemist too, but when people like were just obsessing over Brotherhood, Brotherhood's fantastic, stuff like that, I'm like, motherfuckers, you do realize that Full Metal Alchemist was already told once already. It wasn't like the full story, and yes, it was basically filler for like the last third of it or something like that, but it was still adapted. Why are you pretending that this didn't exist?
I guess it's because they wanted to like the more completed story. I don't know.
Pretty much, but then you realize that basically the entire first half of the original Full Metal Alchemist they condensed into 10 episodes in Brotherhood, and I'm like, yeah, Brotherhood's good and everything like that, but you condensed so much just so you could tell the rest of the story. Stop shortcutting this shit.
The best solution is just watch the adapted part of the OG engine. Watch the rest from Brotherhood.
That's what I always say, but people never do that, and they're always questioning this and this and that. I'm like, watch the fucking 2003 anime. Damn it!
Ryu, you gotta
Love
do
is
with a
about
green
time.
slipper next time.
I need the power of the Akiko Chancla. That's what I need.
I think it's like too much of a big investment to watch both.
It is an investment, but when that many people are asking this, I'm just like, okay, here's the cliff notes. These are the episodes that you need to watch in order to like get the details on it. Please go check it out. That's all I'm asking. Please just check it out.
Check it out or die.
Okay, maybe not that, but please check it out.
Now we're going on that route. Too late.
I'm not going on that route. I've tried dying on that hill. It's not worth it in the end.
I mean, it's FMA fans. What do you expect?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, the new Shaman King, like that are a couple of other things that like I just didn't like about it was they took out a lot of the characterizations. Like even in the manga, like a lot of lines that kind of flesh out the characters got removed. So like a lot of the characters unfortunately came out like sounding like if you never seen the like read the manga or never saw the original show, like that all the characters feel hella bland to you. Unfortunately, because a lot of the lines and little bits of like details that fleshed them out got removed when the new anime came out, partially because I guess they felt like they had to like condense it all down to the 52 episodes it was in or something like that, but even so it was a bit disappointing to say the least there. And on that, yeah. And on that, like I think honestly, like a lot of people, like the general consensus that a lot of people think about it is like the new one probably paid to like probably spent all its budget on the aesthetic and also the voice actors, because some of the voice actors hit it really big after their role in Shaman King, you know that? Like Nana Mizuki, for example, like that got really huge, you know that? After her role in Shaman King, like that. So it's like, yeah, she became a singer, voiced Hinata in Naruto, I think, and some other things too.
There's also Orihime and Bleach.
yeah, so like, so they're like, part of it, so people were thinking it was probably like a lot of the budget had to go to the VAs and like and just how the art style looked, but because of the animation suffered and some other things too.
I find it so funny that Hinata from Naruto and Orihime and Bleach not only have the same Japanese voice actress, they have the same English voice actress.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Damn it! I hate it here.
It's just like the certain Aaron and whatever.
All right, moving into our final topic of the night. The worst anime you guys have watched or consider is the worst anime. I personally do not have a stake in this because most of the time if I just don't like the anime, I don't really sit through it. I just drop it, so I can't really speak on this, but I know some of the people here have some really colorful takes. So yeah, let's go ahead. This time, let's kick things off with you, Alex. What do you think is the worst anime you watched? Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know how to say this name.
Do you want to type it out?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't want to say it to the public.
Oh, Seiko no Koiza.
Oh my god! No!
It's pretty bad.
It's really.
Ladies and gentlemen, the power of the Russian church and everything like that, with people that gain their powers through the consumption of breast milk.
It's the freakiest anime that I've ever seen. That's not just straight up porn.
Alex, I have to ask this. Have you seen the uncensored version?
No, I have not.
Bless your heart.
Really,
Don't look into it.
It's really borderline right there.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
So
Is it
fucking
more
weird.
borderline than High School DxD?
Oh,
Yes.
it's worse.
It actually
It is
yeah.
actually
Yeah.
it is actually worse than High School DxD.
Yeah.
Well, then I never watched it, so I'm pure.
High School DxD is just nudity. Like
Pretty
Seiko no
much.
Koiza is worse.
Mhm.
Like
I don't know where this came from. I don't know who made it. I don't know who wrote it. I don't understand why it exists. It exists.
Don't question that. Just don't question that.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect this particular name to pop up tonight. Damn.
I have never forgot about it. It's in the back of my mind.
I thought I regressed it all. I thought it was just repressed into the psyche of my memory. Oh my god.
But then Alex showed up and said it.
Oh.
And the only
Try
scene I
something out.
remember
Go for it.
was the he's a boy scene and no problem.
Oh,
Let's not forget the scene where they disguise him in a bunny suit.
wait, what?
That's a thing. That is a thing.
Yeah,
I
don't
need to look
remember.
it up,
I know
or do I
this.
just stay being pure?
Okay. Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. War. Imagine Alan Walker from D. Gray Man, except a bit younger and a little bit more cutish girl looking, and then just put him inside of a bunny girl outfit or some kind of cutesy outfit, just because the girls want to put him in cute outfits because he looks like a girl.
Basically, femboy.
I mean, it's a thing.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Does this anime have merchandise?
Oh,
Yes, Isekai says.
Should?
It probably has a lot more other side of merchandise. than the ones.
Oh my god, the maid outfit thing just reminds me of a Black Butler all of a sudden. Oh my god.
Not Bullet did that, but at least they decided to run
It's
with like
tasteful, yeah.
fully run with it.
Yeah, it's tasteful.
Exactly. Black Butler at least had taste. There was something to it.
Yeah, yeah.
This was poison.
I need the blood of a poison man.
What about you, or what's your worst anime you've ever watched? You would say.
I don't have many, but I never despised it. I just never got into it. Naruto, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right.
And red pill.
Red pill. What?
Sorry, go on.
There's many reasons I never liked it. It's just I don't know. Maybe just because the dub just killed it for me or something. I don't know.
Ah.
Mhm, okay.
Believe it.
Yeah, that probably that definitely killed it for me when I first heard the dub. That killed me from watching it.
I don't know. The story just got very mundane for me. Yeah.
Mhm.
But pretty much it. I just never liked it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Also, I think I remember there was one girl from my school that just never stopped talking about it, and I just got so annoyed.
That will do it.
You know?
I don't know. Yeah, you have a negative experience with it. That definitely qualifies there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
After fans come at me, bitches. I dare you.
All right, thank you. There, War. All right, what about you, Isekai? What's your worst anime you watched?
Oh my
You think?
gosh.
I can't wait to hear this.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure I could guess.
I mean, I don't really necessarily hate a lot of anime. I usually just like dislike it and move on. But the one that really pushes me to like disliking it, hating it is oh my god, I'm gonna get so much flag for this because I know a lot of people like it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm dying on the cell.
Okay.
It's Hibike Euphonium.
Oh, okay. I heard of it.
Oh.
I heard of that one, but
Yeah.
I never
I
watched
thought
it.
it was Diet Lovers. Okay.
No, that is it's so bad that it's hilarious to watch.
Is that the trumpet one or something?
Yes, I remember it was a
yeah,
music
it's
one.
a-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a music one. But I mean, they say it's music, but it's not really. They don't really like.
Play music.
They do. It's just like it's not really the core
Focus,
thing.
yeah.
Even though they say it's a core thing,
So.
but they're like trying to do like this romantic undertone, but it doesn't go anywhere either.
So
So nothing is going anywhere, and I'm frustrated about this.
So it's like afterthought of it. Okay.
Yeah, like everything is an afterthought. The main plot is afterthought. The subplot is an afterthought, but people love it because it looks gorgeous.
It's just the art.
Because
style, I
Kou
guess.
Amashita, of course.
Yep.
I mean, I love Kou Amashita. Don't get me wrong; they are amazing at what they're doing, making everything look pretty. They somehow can make water look pretty. But
Of course.
yeah, right. But man, that was depressing. That anyway was just.
Yeah, I do remember like at the time that it was airing like that, I was seeing a lot of very positive praise for the show.
Yeah.
And I remembered
Yeah.
it was like it definitely made waves.
Yeah, I sat through, I think both seasons. Yeah, I sat through both seasons. I mean, there were some really good moments, but there were some moments I really liked. But overall, it's just, man, I can't stand it.
So a waste of space of time for you. You want
Yeah.
your minutes back.
Yeah.
No, that's
I mean,
a unique one.
I could also die another hill and say like all the other Love Live seasons, except I think the first two were okay, and the rest is just a cash grab. And I'm
I thought you were
the
gonna
idol?
say Attack on
Yeah,
Titan.
it's the idol, like,
okay.
I could say Attack on Titans, but I don't really hate it. It's just I couldn't get into it.
I mean, we could say Attack on Titan for the fact that they just keep dragging the shit out.
No, they keep dragging the final season. I'm like at the
Yeah, it's
point
like
where
what,
like I
part three
dropped
now?
it already.
Yeah, like
I mean, I can
dropped it
understand
now.
why they're doing it because maybe it's really long, but they can just keep making it longer and longer and dragging
It's
it.
like Jesus Christ, SAO isn't even this bad.
And next, we're gonna wait for part 4 of the final season.
Oh my god, I can see that happen. I can. It's gonna.
It's just the aftermath. It's just like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
like I'll
Never
probably say
seen
this
it.
like yeah. For like Attack on Titan, like the first season or two probably would have been like a strong consideration for me, even if it's basic, to probably be one of the best first season or two. I remember like at the time while I was kind of getting back into anime, I couldn't really stick to a lot of it. But I remember like watching the first season of Attack on Titan many years afterwards. The whole thing's the phenomenon was how it kicked off. I was just being absolutely enthralled, you know, that type of deal of like what was going on like in that first season or two.
Really?
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
that like
I had people recommend it to me,
Yeah.
and but like I couldn't. No matter how much I try, I could not get past the first episode, and I watched it like 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, I still can't do it. I can't. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
We won't push it for you. If
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
like I think it was just like at the time it was like well compared to the animes I was watching, this one was very distinct. It set itself really apart, and just like the visuals and everything, I thought added London pretty well with what they were trying to like show with like the you know how fearsome the was it the Giants or the Titans were.
Titans.
Yeah, it was like like I hadn't watched. I think like the last season I watched was like 3 years or something like that. So I'm not.
Yeah.
So wait, well, actually,
was-
it was
that was
the one
the,
with the where like with the ape Titan or whatever that type of deal. That was
That was season 3. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So like I think that was like the last one I watched. Yeah.
That was called the
I
Beast,
love-
I think, if I remember correctly.
I read the whole manga. I lost interest in the moment they did it. Like they introduced something in the manga.
The
in the
ending,
story,
the
and I
ending just
hated it.
frustrates. The final chapter frustrates me at times when I think about it.
Yeah. Oh, actually
I
no.
love
Maybe,
it.
maybe the last season I watched. I'm not sure which one came before. It was the one where like the princess or something like that was kidnapped or something like that, and then like
That was season 2.
oh that was season 2. Okay. Yeah, I just remember there was like some weird like underground cavern thing, and like Levi fights against like another Ackerman or something like that. That's type of deal or whatever. I don't know. It was like yeah.
Oh yeah, season 3.
Okay.
Season
Yeah, it was
two,
like
season
Kenny
two,
or
yeah.
something like that. I think was his name or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, that was,
Yeah, it was the
that
Beast.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure I got it right. Okay. Yeah. So that was like the last one I watched. But yeah, I remember like that would have been like probably my pick for probably what I thought was one of the best like first couple seasons or so. On that, but on that along with some others. But that would be a topic for another day here.
I
I
still haven't
digress.
watched the final season because it's still being dragged out.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
like
not-
I checked some of the lore stuff because I hadn't been seeing some of the seasons just to see what like to see if I could like fast track myself on like what's been going on, and then I was like, oh, it gets kind of absurd later. And,
Yeah, it does.
yeah, not in like
Yeah.
the good way.
No,
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, like yeah, so yeah, there was that. But anyway, all right, Ryu. I don't know. Oh wait, or you already did yours? Did you? I can't remember.
No, I haven't done mine yet.
Okay, I was
to
pretty,
complain about with a lot of the other ones.
okay, I was pretty sure like you and Starter haven't done it yet, but I was like, yeah, okay, all right, Ryu, go ahead. And on that, what is your worst anime?
Okay. There's 2 specifically. One is for a very personal reason, which I can't really go into. The personal one is Girls in Panzer.
Oh, okay.
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 There's a very specific reason why, and it has to do with a good friend of mine, and I can't really go into details on it live because it's very upsetting for
Yeah,
me.
that's fine.
Mhm.
But the one that I just hate with a burning passion, off the top of my head, obviously, school days.
Okay.
Oh,
I
mean,
I
it's-
can understand why people.
School days is school days.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. Everybody is like, "What the fuck is that ending?" and everything like that. It just the death out of nowhere. I'm like, and I look at them. I'm like, okay, take the ending out. If the ending was not as batshit, what in the world just happened, you would not remember this show at all.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's very forgettable.
Yeah.
I was forced to sit through my first showing of this at an anime convention.
Really?
I was at a panel with friends. And we were all, and it was literally an endurance contest, an 18 plus panel
Okay.
to try to sit through this. I had not heard of this anime prior to this happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the only one just like sitting there front row with my arms crossed, and I'm seeing this entire scene go on, and all this is happening. And I'm like, my exact reaction. Who here has seen the movie Spaceballs?
I have not.
Yes.
No.
I heard of it.
Oh, Alex
I
has.
have.
Okay, Alex, do you remember the scene when Spaceball 1 goes to Plaid and they pass by our heroes in the Falcon, and then Barf comes up from ducking and says, "What the hell was that?" That was my reaction.
Okay.
Just utter confusion at what I just saw, and I'm like, why did you people think that? Why did you people want to watch this?
I think I can remember Cressy the Crown saying, "What the hell was that?" as well.
Pretty much. And I remember walking out of there, and my friends were like, Ryu, I can't believe you won everything like that. I'm like, I wasted hours of my life that I will not be able to get back. I could have been partying and drinking with little Karibo. You don't understand. I gave up a night of partying and just hanging out with voice actors and content creators to sit through this panel. I was so upset. I'm like, you sons of bitches. How dare you?
You could have just left.
I could have, but I was committed. And I'm like, y'all think I can't sit through this? I will show you. My pettiness knows no bounds. 21 to 22-year-old Ryu was someone who it was petty as hell.
I bet they owe you a lot of IOUs now.
Yes, they do.
I would have left as soon as I saw the title. I knew what School Days was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't. And I was the dumbass that sat through all of it. And I'm like, I hate every single one of you. How dare you make me sit through this shit?
He's like
I didn't know what School
He's
Days
like that
was.
one Stu Griffin quote. He's like, "All right, bitch, it's time to die."
Just Stewie from Family Guy. Well, I guess tonight is the night that bitches die.
Yeah, you're basically that.
Yep. So yeah, those are my two.
God damn.
Yeah, School Days was one I haven't heard in a long time either. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really forgettable. Like
It is.
Yeah.
the
That's,
only reason you remember it is you either played the original visual novel or you just remember the ending.
like
Oh, Coon.
like even I remember like during the time it was talked about, like most of the things I've seen would just seem to be like, it was like, it's a video. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, yeah, people remember an ending, everything like that, but if you can't remember at least half of the journey that you got to get there, and you're just sitting there like, why did we sit here to watch this?
I mean, the only thing I remember is the character being a sleazebag, but that was it.
He ended up becoming one.
Yeah, he
Yep.
wasn't one at
Yeah.
the start. He became one,
Mhm.
And
And
that's
then
what I
it- and
remember.
it
That's
went
the
off
only thing I
rails.
remembered.
and that was when it went off rails.
I always
Mhm.
find that interesting to watch like a harem protagonist that's like an asshole.
There's a few animes that are like that, or visual novels that are like that.
Yeah,
I could think
Even-
like
even
aside
the-
from School Days,
even
I
the
can think
manga
of like
for
White
school.
Album.
Even the manga for School Days, he starts out as an asshole.
So something like that. I can't like I can defend bad anime, depending on how I'm feeling on that particular day, where exactly the lunar eclipse has fallen upon my particular psyche. There's no way in hell that you could tell me to get up in the middle of in a court before a grand jury and try to defend school days. You couldn't.
Your Honor, school days is guilty.
And it depends on what view you're looking at. Because I when I watched it, because I didn't know anything about it when I first saw it, I enjoyed it because it was
Really?
like it was very different from whatever I've seen, and like
Okay, Alex is the unique one.
because I was watching it because I didn't know what to expect. I went in blind, so and I was just watching like to me it was like a story of like what happens when basically like if you go to basically if you don't like if you just mess with other people's feelings and like the extreme consequences at the end. So,
I feel like there's better ones that are like has like better anime adaptations
Probably.
that are done better
like,
than School Days. But
enjoyed
I
it.
guess that
That's the
was like
thing.
your first thing, right?
yeah, it was the first thing.
Yeah,
It was one of
so-
the first animes like I found.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like
Yeah.
nothing. No one told me about it. I heard
Mhm.
nothing about this. Literally found it like School Days. Okay, watch it.
No, in my position, I was kind of in a similar thing that where no one told me about that as well, and then I had like the complete opposite reaction. I think it was primarily because like I had just been introduced to so much like harem situational anime at the time, because this was early 2010s. This was during a time where like there was literally like 5 different kinds of harem situation anime per season. And there's a time when you notice like certain tropes and pitfalls and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, this, that, that, and they all just kind of blur together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've only watched like only 2 harem animes.
That's enough.
Oh,
That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
it's honestly enough. You don't want to pollute your brain. I've lost brain cells. And
Harem animes are like terrible.
I mean, the only 2s I watched was High School DxD and Sekirei, so I'm fine.
Let me put it this way. There's only a few of them that are acceptable. One of them is Tenchi Muyo. There's not a lot else.
That's it?
I said one of them. There's not much else. If there's good harem anime out there that I haven't seen, then by all means point me in a direction.
I really enjoyed
Sword Art Online!
when I first watched that.
Okay.
Funny enough, Sword Art Online didn't even start out as a harem.
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah,
It didn't, but now it kind of does at this point.
Wait, can we count Oron in that category?
Or in High School.
A reverse harem.
That's a
It's a
reverse harem.
harem,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's another good example. There we go.
So,
Yes, I'm counting Oron.
Genre.
I'm counting
If I
Oron.
count
Somebody
Oran, then I should
recommend-
count like Bacarina then.
Ocarina. Okay.
Yeah, Bacarina's good. It's really good.
never heard of it.
I would have to see it before I judge.
What's it?
Dang.
Death Flag? The film is Death Flag. I don't remember the title. It's also very long. Fuck
You
that.
have, you have a bucket list, don't you?
I like shoujo. Okay.
I mean, it's understandable.
The bucket list of shoujo gonna be dropped
Oh
right on my head.
God.
It's a
We
big
need
bucket.
more, please.
I
We're
have
actually
definitely been
getting a lot
seeing.
more.
Yeah, like I remember there was a time like even as recently as like last year or two where it's like there's like no new shoujo anime coming out for like the
And now it's just
longest
like
time.
everywhere.
Yeah, it was like and the ones that did were like very mediocre. You know,
Mediocre.
you know
All
that.
right.
Alright.
I don't think, and Strider's the last one, right?
He is indeed. Go ahead, Strider. Share what is your worst anime? Yeah.
Break up.
Yuri on Ice, no, just kidding. Darling in the Phoenix, kidding.
Or in the Franks.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
Boku no-
solid choices.
Boku no Pico, kidding. Boku no Pico.
How can you be kidding on Boku no Pico?
It's so bad that it's good. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
terrible, but it's not my choice.
it's
Holy
easy
shit.
bad.
It is a literal meme now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is, it is.
okay.
If it's Bible Black, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was like,
That's art. How dare you?
That's art, though. it is literal art.
The fact that Alex and Strider are both in agreement on this, holy
Yeah.
shit.
It's literal art. I watched it like 2 weeks ago. It's just like,
I watch it for the plot.
I'll watch it with the
Literally.
plot.
Okay, all right.
I watch
all right.
all the blood that gets spilled.
Oh god.
My choice is the Isekai was smartphone.
Oh, okay.
That one. Okay.
I'm
It
sorry.
is-
The what?
Isekai was smartphone.
Isekai
God
smartphone
damn.
anime. It's getting a
Yeah.
season 2.
Oh wow.
It is
Yep. Yep.
it is when it released. It was when Isekai straight up died as a genre.
It was oversaturated.
It was oversaturated when that thing released, and it is now like a dead genre to me.
Mhm.
Here's-
Because everything that gets released is just like, damn, dude. Isekai harem protag cheat powers is literally the name of the game now, and it is terrible after that.
They
Here's
all have
my-
the same
here's-
arcs.
Here's my question: which genre was more oversaturated, isekai or harem?
Isekai.
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 Yeah, I have to agree on that.
Like harem existed, but you didn't really have too much problems with it until the isekai genre came out, and then it was
The most
isekai harem all the way.
Yeah, that was the thing I thought that definitely like dealt the
Yeah.
death blow. The mix
To
of
be
the
fair-
two. Constantly.
To be fair, SAO did started the trend with the
It popularized it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But SAO gave us the awesome theme of coffee soda, coffee soda.
I don't know what he's talking about. So.
He's
Go to
talking
your
about
room.
Swordland.
There's a particular background song in SAO where if you listen to it carefully, the woman who's singing sounds like she's singing an operatic voice. Coffee soda, coffee soda.
Yeah.
You know, I just remembered that from SAO Bridge. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. You are
The thing is,
absolutely
it was
welcome.
like the best background music as well.
It's one of the best songs ever, but once you hear that, you will never get it out of your mind.
And you just brought it back. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Love you too.
Yeah, so my choice is literally what killed it, like an entire genre.
So wait, is it exactly like what it sounds like? The guy gets
Straight up,
isekai
the
into
guy
it.
gets isekai to cheat powers with a smartphone
Like
and harem.
He says he has to bring one thing with him. It's just his smartphone, and
Yeah,
bam,
and the
he gets a
smartphone can
harem
do
and
whatever he
everything.
wants.
Yeah.
oh, so it's not just
Literally
like he just
radar.
Wikipedia stuff and he's like, oh, I have knowledge of
literally
this.
does
No,
No, he
Funny
just
enough,
summons shit on his phone.
Yeah. Funny enough, Fuji, there's another one that uses a smartphone, and that's how he solves his problems. Wikipedia.
Really? Wait, what's this one? I didn't think. I thought there was. It sounded like it was.
I do not remember,
Yeah.
but I think it
Yeah.
has like Ragnarok as part of his name or
Oh,
something.
interesting.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think I know which one you're talking about.
That one's technically even worse.
It is. I dropped it.
Yeah, but
I
then that
usually
one
don't
came
drop
out.
stuff.
Yeah, but that one came out afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. When No Game No Life does an isekai with smartphone shit better than that, you know something's wrong.
Well, technically, No Game No Life just deals with board games, so that's a pass.
It's still technically an isekai though.
It is. It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I heard that he's like on his smartphone, I was like, yeah, that was the thing I thought. It was like, yeah, he just maybe Wikipedia's all these crazy processes, and he's like a god because he has all this knowledge or something like that.
He's
There,
just summons shit on his phone.
He's in a battle against like an army. He literally goes into his GPS and there's a radar of where all his enemies are, and then he clicks on him and he kills them like that, or like he knocks them out.
oh wait, he just
Yeah.
taps his phone and it just
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
oh
just
wow,
one-click death. Yeah.
His phone literally does everything.
Oh,
It's
wow.
so stupid.
yeah.
He's
Yeah, that-
not the powerful person. It's the fucking phone.
You know what's funny? That kind of reminds me of the fucking anime Oda Nobunaga. Does anybody else? Did anybody else
Oh
hear
yeah, I
about
know what
this?
you're talking about. Is that the one?
Oh
where, like,
yeah. Yeah. I know which one.
Nobunaga is a girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not Nobunaga, it's Nobunaga. Some guy got time traveled back into that time period, and he's like a huge otaku for Nobunaga.
And like,
Oh, God.
It's just like, huh? I don't know why that popped into my head listening to Strider talk about this show, and I'm like, this sounds like Oda Nobunaga.
Remember,
Like,
what Oda Nobunaga actually like good?
It was actually decent.
Yeah, I remember it was really it was way better than you would expect.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Oh man.
I bet the dude just spends a lot of money on FGO just to pull Nobu.
Believe it or not, this was the time before FGO, so he never had the pleasure.
Yeah.
He never got the pleasure of seeing Nobu.
He never had the pleasure of seeing Wagamao.
Yeah, Mao Noble, yeah.
In Mao, we trust.
Mhm.
This
Really
was before
failed.
Nobu became a gag character.
All Mao needs is the Omazio driver.
Don't give me that. Don't give me hope. Damn it.
Just get a like commission an artist to do that. That'll be fun.
You think I haven't thought about it? Me and my friend Nell are honestly talking about it.
Mhm.
She's a writer fan.
Wait.
Damn.
Yeah, yes, she is. Yes, she is.
You learn something new every day.
There you go.
Biggest problem with like isekais and like the harem anime is just like the forced romances. They're always like
Yeah.
so unappealing.
It takes like 3 episodes. You fall in love.
The worst
on-
part is because they're 12 episodes. It's like they have to rush it, and it's just like
Every
you
girl
don't
gets
care about every girl.
They're going to the try to like love at first sight, man.
I remember back in the day at the days of Familiar of Zero, we took time to build up our romances. God damn it.
I remember the abridged series of that.
You guys remember was it Shakuga no Shana?
Ah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, I watched a decent portion of that one.
Yes. I own
Go
a
on.
card game playmat
Ooh.
of that show.
Like I love the show. I hate the romance and then like the other girls. It's so annoying to me.
That is a bit of a detriment to the overall tale. I will agree with you to that extent.
If it was just the main character in Shauna, I'll be okay with that. I just hate the other two.
All right, but anyway, yeah, I think that's a good one to end on. So yeah, thanks for chatting about anime, you guys. It was really fun hearing all the takes here. Not gonna lie, especially some blasts from the past, especially.
Oh god. Tune in next time when we'll discuss our favorite anime openings.
Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far just yet.
Next time on the Step Up Bar, we're gonna talk about Digimon versus Pokemon.
Oh no, let's not open that.
you're
can
gonna
of
start
worms.
I'm ready to start a war, bitches.
maybe if we have like some type of hot takes like episode, we can go ahead and do that. But yeah.
Oh yeah,
Bakugan
guys.
kind of guy.
No.
Oh shit, that brings me back. Bakugan was my shit.
You try throwing those little metal balls and stuff like that. They break.
I broke my old ones. Yeah,
Mine's all in perfect condition.
Ooh.
bastard.
I had the fucking metal ones that like you could hurt people.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Please don't throw them at me.
Throw them at Ryushins.
No, why? I've broken each of my legs once at each point in my life. I don't want to break them anymore.
Already
You only
fractured my
wow.
hand once.
Damn.
I popped my knee out of socket before. That's fine.
Oh goodness.
Wow.
Dude, I popped a bone muscle in my leg, and I needed physical therapy for that.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes.
Operated.
Hey.
All right. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah.
Good night,
Thanks, guys.
everyone.
You all have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.
Get out, everybody.